Continuing our conversation on the Quran, Baqara Surah 2, Part 2, starting on verse 203. Celebrate the praises of Allah during the appointed days. But if anyone hastens to leave in 2 days, there is no blame on him. And if anyone stays on, there is no blame on him, if his aim is to do right. Then fear Allah, and know that ye will surely be gathered unto him. 204. There is the type of man whose speech about the world's life may dazzle thee, and he calls Allah to witness about what is in his heart. Yet he is the most contentious of enemies. Interesting. A type of man whose speech is dazzles thee. So like he's very good at rhetoric, and he's contentious of enemies, so he's a formidable enemy because he has very good rhetoric. That's what I understand. 205. When he turns his back, his aim everywhere is to spread mischief through the earth and destroy crops and cattle, but Allah loveth not mischief. 206. When it is said to him, Fear Allah, he is led by arrogance to more crime. Enough for him is hell, an evil bed indeed to lie on. 207. And there is the type of man who gives his life to earn the pleasure of Allah, and Allah is full of kindness to his devotees. 208. O ye who believe, enter into Islam wholeheartedly, and follow not the footsteps of the evil one, for he is to you an avowed enemy. Again, he tells us he's an avowed enemy. 209. If ye backslide after the clear signs have come to you, then know that Allah is exalted in power, wise. 210. Will they wait until Allah comes to them in canopies of clouds with angels in his train, and the question is thus settled? But to Allah do all questions go back for decision. That's so amazing, because he's saying, like, will they wait until, like, they won't believe until God comes in the clouds with a bunch of angels behind him, and then they will finally say, okay, there's the God. You know, a lot of people have said that. When I went through my atheist phase, I thought, well, why is there so much confusion in the world? Why doesn't God just come down and show him? But I think that's just from us watching too many alien movies where the aliens come down, right? I think that the creator doesn't have to just show up in the sky. He can manifest through different actions, right? That will show you a sign. Like, you can see evil in the world by the evil actions. So we can see goodness in the world through the good actions. At least that's how I'm thinking now. But it's interesting that it points that out in the Quran. Okay, 2:11. Ask the children of Israel how many clear signs we have sent them. But if anyone, after Allah's favor has come to him, substitutes something else, Allah is strict in punishment. 2:12. The life of this world is alluring to those who reject faith, and they scoff at those who believe. But the righteous will be above them on the day of resurrection, for Allah bestows his abundance without measure on whom he will. 2:13. Mankind was one single nation, and Allah sent messengers with glad tidings and warnings, and with them he sent the book and truth, to judge between people in matters wherein they differed. But the people of the book, after the clear signs came to them, did not differ among themselves, except through selfish contumacy. Allah, by his grace, guided the believers to the truth, concerning that wherein they are differed. For Allah guides whom he will to a path that is straight. 2:14. Or do ye think that ye shall enter the garden of bliss without such trials as came to those who passed away before you? They encountered suffering and adversity, and were so shaken in spirit that even the apostles and those of faith who were with him cried, When will come the help of Allah? Ah, verily the help of Allah is always near. 2:15. They ask thee what they should spend in charity. Say, whatever ye spend that is good is for parents and kindred and orphans and those in want and for wayfarers. And whatever ye do that is good, Allah knoweth it well. Sorry, family, the pages are sticking together. 2:16. Fighting is prescribed for you, and ye dislike it. But it is possible that ye dislike a thing which is good for you, and that ye love a thing which is bad for you. But Allah knoweth, and ye know not. 2:17. And no, they ask thee concerning fighting in the prohibited month. Say, fighting therein is a grave offense, but graver is it in the sight of Allah to prevent access to the path of Allah, to deny him, to prevent access to the sacred mosque and drive out its members. Tumult and oppression are worse than slaughter, nor will they cease fighting you until they turn you back from your faith, if they can. And if any of you turn back from their faith and die in unbelief, their works will bear no fruit in this life and in the hereafter. They will be companions of the fire and will abide therein. 2:18. Those who believe and those who suffer exile and fought and strove and struggled in the path of Allah, they have the hope of mercy of Allah, and Allah is often forgiving, most merciful. 29. They ask thee concerning wine and gambling. Say, in them is great sin and some profit for men, but the sin is greater than the profit. They ask thee how much they are to spend. Say, what is beyond your needs. Thus doth Allah make clear to you his signs, in order that ye may consider. 220. Their bearings on this life and the hereafter, they ask thee concerning orphans. Say, the best thing to do is what is for their good. If ye mix their affairs with yours, they are your brethren. But Allah knows the man who means mischief from the man who means good. And if Allah had wished, he could have put you into difficulties. He is exalted in power and wise. Do not marry unbelieving women, idolaters, until they believe. A slave woman who believes is better than an unbelieving woman, even though she allure you. Nor marry your girls to unbelievers until they believe. A man-slave who believes is better than an unbeliever, even though he allure you. Unbelievers do not but beckon you to the fire. But Allah beckons by his grace to the garden of bliss and forgiveness, and makes his signs clear to mankind that they may celebrate his praise. 2:22. They ask thee concerning women's courses. Say, they are a hurt and pollution, so keep away from women and their courses, and do not approach them until they are clean. I think he's talking about periods. But when they have purified themselves, ye may approach them in any manner, time, and place ordained for you by Allah. For Allah loves those who turn to him constantly, and he loves those who keep themselves pure and clean. 2:23. Your wives are as a tilleth unto you, so approach your tilleth when or how ye will. But do some good act for your souls beforehand, and fear Allah, and know that ye are to meet him in the hereafter, and give these good tidings to those who believe. And make not Allah's name an excuse in your oaths, doing good or acting rightly or making peace between persons, for Allah is one who heareth and knoweth all things. I like how it says in here, you cannot have intercourse when you're on your period. I saw a commercial the other day that was like, do you hate your period? Does it bother you when you make love? And I kind of thought, it's kind of gross topic, but why can't people, men especially, wait to pressure their partner into doing it till their period is over? It's smelly, it's gross, it's unhygienic, ruins your sheets, ruins your towels, and it's really nasty. And if you think about it, STD transmission can occur much easier through that blood, especially if they have AIDS. But I like how it says in this book, in the Qur'an, to chill, don't do those things. It's like a practical advice that I wish more people would listen to. What do you think, family? What do you think so far about the verses that we read?